People thought we were weird, but no one really cared enough to ask questions. Grace and I had been divorced for 8 years, yet we still shared the same apartment. To outsiders, we looked like two exes who had somehow managed to stay civil. Civil, right? That word doesn't even come close. My name is Ben. I'm 33 years old, and for the last 8 years, I've been living in a cage. Or sometimes it feels that way. It all started after our divorce. I was about to move out when Grace told me, in her usual cold way, "If you leave, I'll hurt your mother." She knew my mother was everything to me. Bedridden after a stroke, she couldn't even speak properly, let alone protect herself. So I stayed. Grace was a master manipulator, sweet and charming when needed, but behind closed doors, she became someone else. The first few months, I thought maybe things would get better, but it only got worse. At night, she locked me in the basement, just a dim bulb overhead, no windows, and the smell of damp concrete. She knew I had a fear of darkness since I was a kid, and she used it against me. "Oh, you like it down there, don't you?" She'd laugh from the top of the stairs. "Keeps your mind sharp." I tried to fight back in the beginning. I really did. But Grace had her ways. Wet bread. That was her weapon. I have a rare allergy. Something about yeast and water mixed together creates a violent reaction on my skin. She discovered it by accident one day, and she never let me forget it. Once she pinned me against the wall and smeared wet bread across my arms. I screamed in pain, and she just told me to shush, holding a finger to her lips. "Don't wake your mother." I should have called the police, but how do you explain this kind of madness? Who would believe a grown man locked in the basement and crying about soggy bread? One day, I mustered the courage to tell my friend Raj over the phone. I kept it vague, just said things weren't right at home. Grace overheard. That night, she didn't lock me in the basement. Instead, she sat me on the sofa, placed a damp piece of bread on a plate, and said, "Tell me what you told Raj." I trembled. I couldn't look her in the eye. She leaned forward, pushing the plate closer. "Eat it." I couldn't. I threw up instead. That was the last time I tried telling anyone. Over time, she trained me like an animal. Every time I did something she didn't like, out came the wet bread. Just seeing it made me freeze. She even convinced our neighbors that I was mentally unstable. "Poor Ben," she'd say with a fake pout. "He still thinks we're married." My breaking point came when my mother died. Grace didn't tell me right away. I found out 3 days later when the hospital called about funeral arrangements.